Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to be doing a tier list for all of the weapons in XDefiant. Now obviously most of this will be in my opinion, but I feel like with 300 hours into the game, I have a good feel of how these weapons are. But as always, you guys can drop your opinions down in the comments below and let me know which ones you agree with and don't agree with. So we're going to get right into this, and we're going to start out with the assault rifles. So the one I want to start off with is the ACR. And the ACR, immediately I have to put it at God tier. It's one of the most used guns in ranked mode right now. It's very easy to control the recoil on it, and you can get a lot of kills with this thing. Next we have the AK. Now the AK is definitely a solid weapon as well. Also kind of used in rank. I don't really see people using it as much anymore. It's kind of in the middle between God tier and high tier. I'm just going to personally have to put it high tier. It's still a very good gun in the game. Does good damage. A little bit more jumpy than the ACR, but it does have a higher headshot damage. Now for the M16, I'm going to have to put this God tier as well. With the right build, you can pretty much one-tap anybody. There's a reason the M16 is banned from a lot of tournaments. This thing is an absolute beast. I'll be making a video soon on the best M16 setup, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Then we have the M4. Now the M4 is not really used by much in the competitive scene. It's always been a pretty, I would say, like mid to high tier gun. I personally think it's amazing, but I don't think it outguns the AK or the ACR. So I'm going to put it in the mid tier, but it is a solid gun with the right build. Then we have the Lova, which is the new assault rifle that came out in season 1. Now I don't really hear a lot of people talking about this gun, but with the right attachments, this thing is basically like an SMG and assault rifle all put together. Very fast fire rate. It does have quite a bit of a recoil, but if you can control that, it can be good. I don't think it's God tier, but I definitely think it's high tier. And then we have the MDR. Now the MDR, immediately, based on when the game first came out, it would have been F tier. But after they buffed it a little bit, it's actually a very solid weapon. Now it's still pretty jumpy, the range on it is not the best, but it's definitely, it shreds up close. So I'm gonna have to put this mid tier as well. Okay, now that we finished all the assault rifles, let's move on to the SMGs. And we're gonna start off with the good old MP7. It did get nerfed in the last update. They decreased the amount of ammo per clip, and they decreased the rate of fire as well. Now it's still one of the best SMGs compared to the other ones. I'm just gonna put it for high tier. I don't think it's God tier. I think an ACR can outgun an MP7, but this one might be debatable, so let me know where you think the MP7 belongs after the last update. Then we have the MP5, also received a slight buff as well the last update. I definitely would have put it low tier before the update, but after the update, I would say it's a solid mid tier. P90 also can be good. Damn. I definitely don't think it's the best SMG though. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to disagree. Sometimes this thing shreds, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. It's kind of like unreliable, but I'll put that mid tier as well. The Vector, the fastest rate of fire in the game. This gun's an absolute beast, and I'm debating if it's God tier or high tier. I'm going to put high tier as well. Now let's go over to the marksman rifles. We're going to start with the MK20 SSR. This thing is pretty much a one tap or a two tap automatically. With the cleaners, it's even more OP. I'm gonna have to put this God tier. This thing is just so OP, it's crazy. And I would probably say the same for the SVD. The SVD is kind of the same as the MK20 in terms of damage, but it's a little bit slower. I don't know if I would put it God tier or high tier. Actually, no, we're gonna go God tier because with the cleaners, this thing could pretty much become a one-shot kill. So we're gonna put the SVD. The two marksman rifles are probably one of the most OP guns in the game. Now for the LMGs, the M249. This one's actually the first LMG I actually got Prisma to level 400. It's really good. I'm putting this high tier for sure. Next we have the M60. So the M60 is a little bit stronger than the M2, but it's also slower. So this thing actually packs a punch and it does a ton of damage, but it's very slow. But I've wiped whole teams with this gun and it's absolute beast. It will shred through their health like no problem. I think it's slightly better than the M2 in terms of damage, but not speed, but it still belongs in the high tier category for sure. And then we have the RPK, which I feel like is the weakest light machine gun. Now I've seen some people do good damage with this gun, but I just think it's too slow. I feel like it's not strong enough. So in my personal opinion, I'm gonna have to put this mid tier, but let me know where you would rank the RPK. Next, we're gonna do the shotguns. So as you know, the shotguns received a massive buff the last update. They have increased range. These things are pretty much one tap now, which I really like because the shotguns were very underwhelming in this game. So the M870. The M870 before the update, I definitely would have put F tier probably, but after, it's actually pretty good. You could one tap someone with the right build. I would probably do mid to high tier now, but we're gonna still put this in mid tier. I don't think it's still the best to go to high tier, but it's definitely a pretty solid shotgun. Probably same for the double barrel. The double barrel is also, you know, a one tap when you're up close, but you have to hit your shots because if you miss one bullet, you're pretty much dead automatically because you have to reload. I would do mid to high tier if I had that option, but I'm probably just gonna put mid tier as well. Then we have the AA-12. The AA-12, man, this gun, I don't know, it's kind of hit or miss for me. But after the update, it's pretty solid, especially close range. Definitely way better than it was originally, so I might have to go mid-tier as well. And then we have the new sawed-off shotgun, which is like a secondary shotgun. And you can pretty much one-tap someone with this up close, which is very good on the go. You can switch to it fast when you need to just get someone fast. And I've seen people use this in ranked as well. It's actually really, really good. So we're going to put this mid-tier. Next, we have the snipers. Now, I'm not the biggest sniper in XDefiant, but I did use some of them, and I play with them sometimes. And they're actually, you know, pretty decent. They're annoying in this game, but they're still pretty fun to use. The M44, my experience with this gun is it actually gets a lot of hit markers, so you need to hit people twice in order to get them, but it has a very fast ADS. So even after they nerfed it a few times with the flinching, I feel like that hasn't stopped anybody from getting kills with these snipers. So we're going to put this one mid-tier as well. I don't think it's the best sniper though. The TAC 50 is a little bit slower with the ADS, but it does do more damage. I would kind of aim for mid to high tier. I kind of want to put it high tier though. I do think the TAC 50 is really, really strong and really good in the right hands. And then we have the new sniper, the L115, and this thing is like a mix in between the M44 and the TAC 50. I'm going to put it in mid tier, but just pretend it's in a mid to high tier category because it's definitely a pretty solid sniper. So now we're going to do the pistols. So the 9.3R is like a semi-burst pistol, and this thing is not as good as I would want it to be. I do feel like it's still kind of weak. It does come with that riot shield when you play the GSK, but even then it feels like it takes a lot of shots to kill somebody with this thing, so I'm gonna have to put it for low tier. The Desert Eagle is also a disappointment in this game. I feel like, I don't know, something's wrong with it. It does not feel strong at all. I would possibly put this at F tier, honestly. The M9 is pretty solid if you land all your shots. It does have a fast fire rate, but I'm still going to put it low tier. Again, I think all pistols in this game just feel really weak, and it's really hard to outgun someone with these pistols, which is like the main problem. I kind of want to put this F tier, but I feel like it's, I don't know. We're going to go F tier. I don't think it's that good. Then we have the M1911. And I also think this is a very average gun, pistol, I mean. So we're probably going to put this F tier. I think, yeah, all pistols basically go to low to F tier. They're just not that good. But this is my tier list for all the guns in XDefiant. Now, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. I would love to know where you think these guns place on these tier chart. And what guns would you like to see have a buff or some type of change to make them a little bit better?